weird sayings, that people have, and one of the more recent ones was like my grandmother was talking about a woman who was so thin that she had to stand up twice to cast a shadow, that kind of stuff. When I was a kid, we'd go to the beach or run around, and we'd find something weird in the surf, and she'd say, well, what in the blue hell is that? Or if I'd draw something or make something weird, again, what in the blue hell is that? And so years ago when I was freelancing as a toy sculptor, I needed to come up with a business name, and it wasn't like official or anything. So Blue Hell Studio. I just kept that name, turned it into something serious. And that Blue Hell Studio is primarily the blacksmithing and welding and steel fabrication business, and technically I guess we are a school. In the process of moving into this building, which is 12,300 square feet, it's a very large space. So the classroom in here is about 4,500 square feet, which provides a lot more room for the students to work, a lot more room for equipment and processes and so on. So I've expanded a lot of what I teach and how I teach it. It's enabled me to bring in more students, bring in visiting artists. I taught myself to blacksmith, and I was working in wood a lot at the time, and when I learned to play around with steel, I found that I can make things with steel quicker and take up more room with steel, build more volumetrically huge things quicker. And I really liked it. And then I started combining steel with wood and steel with found objects and glass and light and sound and all kinds of stuff. Blacksmithing was something when I was working for the Art Academy. I was running their wood and steel fab shop down at River City Works, and nobody ever came to use it. Students never showed up, so I'd be there by myself. And they had this little tiny 65-pound anvil that had seen better days and was probably dangerous to use, and they had a torch. So I heat up steel and turn off the torch and pound on it on the anvil, and that's how I started. That's how I started teaching myself. And then I just read a lot of books, tried everything out, practice, and just get better. Like anything else in life, the more you do it, the better you get. I've always been artistic. I love to draw ever since I could. Still that way, really. Creativity, being creative has always kind of been my passion. I've tried writing, I've tried painting, and I realized I'm not really good at either one of those, although I wanted to give it a shot. But sculpture and creating three-dimensional things is really kind of what drives me. That and the need to pass on what I've learned, to give on that knowledge. That has become very important to me, and I think that teaching really has fulfilled that need for me. About 130 to 160 students a year if you include, because on Fridays we have an open studio where anybody can come who's taken a class before and learn more stuff and work on their own kind of thing. But yeah, probably up to 150 people a year. And I've been teaching out of my own shop for 6 years, 7 years. Kind of lose track. At UC, I taught when you're supposed to cap your class at 16, and I had 22 students every quarter. But yeah, it's hard to keep track of how many students you've taught. A lot of students were like, well, this isn't as good as so-and-so's, or this isn't Da Vinci, and I'm like, oh my God, who cares, right? You learn from those people. You research those people, you enjoy their work, you learn from them, you take what you want from that and make it part of your own, and then you make what you want to make. And so yeah, so 5 other people in the class are making the same thing, they're doing the same processes, they're doing similar techniques. Every single one's going to be different. And that particular one you're working on, nobody else has made yet until you're done. And that's, I think, a hard lesson for a lot of the older students to learn. Younger students get it right away. The older students are like, well, they expect perfection right away, and this isn't perfection. This is it's blacksmithing.